Welcome back. After a bit of a short break, one of the players decided to have a little bit of a reboot of his PC and wanted to clean his windows, it seems, John.
Yeah, good old updates, mid-esports tournament, right? But we are here, Dust2 to kick things off, NKT versus Clutch, and it looks like a little bit of tons control over towards the B site here, early doors for Clutch.
Okay, and that is going to be the person to try and answer the questions here. Ben said he's going to get shut down. Instead of being able to take a single bullet to the dome of any of the players, he's going to die via Focusy. He's going to do a good job, and they're going to switch on over towards short push on over. Obi's going to be able to get one, spread it out by Annihilation, but he's going to be in a difficult situation on 1v3. I just don't think he's got the arsenal for this. He's going to be running out of bullets. He finds one head, but now Impression gonna have to chuck out that decoy, turns his back. Found just in time, but unfortunately his head is found by Isa, and that's going to be a very quick and easy round from Clutch Gaming. I did tell you that previously Clutch Gaming actually performed fairly well on this map, and you did obviously point out that they have actually done pretty bad on it in the last couple of weeks. So I'm interested to see how they can do versus Team NKT.
Yeah, well, obviously NKT, you got to mention when it comes to them, they are a bit of a roster that's under a bit of a revamp. They've obviously had the likes of Score towards the end of last season, head over towards, I think it was Checkmate that he originally signed for. Since then, they brought in Annihilation from D13, and you know, sometimes they can go through a bit of a slow start, but Annihilation pop shotting through the smoke with that scout, going to find heavy damage early on.
5-7 going to be sitting on the other side of the double doors at the moment. He's going to have an opportunity, but shot down via the AK. Scout not really going to be able to find too much here. A couple of tags, but no kills. Pistols and a scout left. They have a dream. That Molotov is going to be shutting that down fairly quickly, as that player is going to have to push out and expose himself to the players who are pushing. Finds one, couldn't find the second one, but the CZ rather, is going to be making quick work of one of the players. The trades are pretty nice, actually, for the T side. They have lost 2 players, so they're going to have to try and recover those weapons. I think there might still be an AK on the floor for one of them to pick up and upgrade to, if I'm right in saying. That should be rounds. I mean, these dualies, I doubt would be able to do too much, especially at this distance. You really have to hit within like 50 meters and double things for the dualies to have them any use.
Yeah, I think he just tries to relax, don't feed in too much in terms of the economy to the side of Clutch Gaming early on. Good start from them though, to kick things off. They only lose 2 rifles across the board, but MAKs obviously being significantly cheaper in comparison to the M4s. They shouldn't have any issue in putting a bit of weaponry in their hands going through to the third. And well, talking prior to this, Tom, we looked at the map vetoes, we looked at the results, and although you did say Clutch Gaming had performed relatively well on Dust2, it was NKT that were the team we were sort of singing the praises on during our brief chat earlier on. And I mean, this sort of reminded me of the game we saw yesterday, right? On between the side of Nexka and the Mongols. We were saying the Mongols should have this in the bag. They're, you know, the team that have the experience, and then we just saw a complete, utterly one-sided display from Nexka at times. And NKT, this is obviously the first game they played here.
So I think there's some miscommunication going on, because KNTZ actually ended up doing a full buy with, well, force with the Nova. He's the only one to actually spend any money, because there was a scout that was recovered and dropped on over towards Annihilation, but I don't quite understand what happened in that situation. But Dobu, the situation, he's going to be able to find one. Looking for find the second one. He's just going to be able to hit those shots, but turns around and Dream Eater sends him off to sleep. Dobu doing a lot of damage, and honestly just wearing down the economy. Could do very well. Scout is that might allow them to do something here, but no, never mind. Gone. KNTZ may well have bought into this round or forced into it, but he's going to be walking away with only $2,900.
Yeah, a little bit of miscommunication, I think, between the side of NKT. Either that or a good old misclick and a misbuy. I've been guilty of that over the years in Face It and MM, trust me. I can confirm that many a times. But either way, though, the third on the board quickly and swiftly for Clutch Gaming, the AWP in the hand. Focusy and does leg that player with a scout. It's going to be KNT, and well, already the side of Clutch Gaming control of not only this round but this map in general.
And he's doing a good job to try and get out of the way of that AWP, but first kill, Obi going to be going down. Decent advantage for NKT to try and come into this round further with. And see Zed is going to be able to make full use out of this scout. He's going to be able to tag once again, and a double one. He's going to be wiping them out of the floor here. Focusy is going to be the last one left alive, and Impression is going to be able to get a kill himself. Focusy is going to be the last one left standing, finds one, but his position is well known. The Molotov is going to be pushing out Impression. He's going to be burning alive, takes 30 points of damage. just for the hell of it, seemingly. Smoke does go down. This allows him to cross on over towards site, but 3 rounds so far for Clutch Gaming, which is fairly good. Smoke is now going to be going down over towards this area, and because he faked it, they're actually they called his bluff, and that works really well, and they've actually heard his footsteps. So now they know they've got his number, so they're just going to be pushing in. Very well disciplined by Team NKT.
Yeah, I think we all knew what Focusy was trying to do. Try and bait the jiggle of the bomb to try and force the NKT player to swing through a window and make things a little bit easier for him in the 2 versus 1 instead of the 3 versus 1. But NKT, they called a bluff, they hold suit, and well, they find their first round on the board here for their CT side on Dust2. And that's going to allow Impressions to put the AWP in the hands of himself, and not only that, the double up setup as well. It's got an Annihilation. He's going to be getting aggro over towards long.
Impressions not going to work out for them though, but for Obi it really well is. Along with Focusy, the AWP is going to have to turn around, and an Annihilation. Let's see what he's going to be able to come through on this one. There should be a flash coming out. It does work, but unfortunately still takes a shot. Hit gets the connection there on ZR. Now they're going to have to try and cross over towards Sonic, facing up against AWP, which they should be able to suspect where it is, but NKT is going to be coming up behind them. And Tobu with that nice incendiary grenade, trying to block them off and being able to really do too much. Smoke should just go down next to that box. You can see where his crosshair is. He hears the pushes, and now he's going to be able to give himself a whole lot more of a cover. Pushes on over. NJ11 is going to go down, but the trade-off from Dreamy to come through. And he's coming over from long. Decent opportunity here for them to bring this back, but they have got 2 AWPs, 1 in CT, 1 on short. Short player is going to be key. They could be up close and personal, and he would be none aware of this situation. Focus is going to be sitting on the other side of this. It's going to be Deagle versus CZ. Whoever realizes they're next to each other is going to be the first to win. It's going to be Impression, takes out 1, goes in for the second, both headshots within 12 bullets. Absolutely beautiful. And instead of going in for the AWP like some players would, he opted in for the pistol.
Yeah, leaving quite the impression you could say here on this NKT side, and well, I mean, I had to be Tom. Sorry, I think we should just get like a counter in terms of how many times we can get the words Annihilation and Impression into a sentence at this point. But yeah, I like it though from Impressions. He opts to obviously use the CZ at close range due to the fact that he probably knows someone's going to be inside that smoke. But that really comes down to KNTZ. Honestly, the flank from long was beautiful. Even if his players do die on short, he's probably there to trade the kills out from long anyway. So clutch though. After winning 3 consecutive rounds, the double and the bounce back from NKT forced them down to just the pistols, couple of eagles, and the buy across the board for them. And this is exactly the way NKT wanted to answer back after falling behind early. Yeah,
first 3 rounds are alright, but it's good to see them really come back through and really focus in on what they're going to be able to do here. The pistols on the side of Clutch Gaming aren't really going to be able to do too much versus this M4 in mid. KNTZ does realize where they are. He's going to be spraying. He's going to be out of bullets, though. He has to dodge away. He has been able to find himself a bunch of... He's going to be in a difficult spot. Gets a 4K, but that's his number called, and that's going to be him dead. He's going to be able to get the headshot, and Impression really wasn't really left long for this world.
Yeah. Standard stuff though, bit of a throwaway round from the side of Clutch Gaming, and only had the Deagles really to work with, so no shock, no surprise that NKT find their third and tie things up at 3 apiece here, but look at the loss bonus for Clutch Gaming. It's up to 2.9k already in terms of what they'll have to work with after losing a few more rounds, so not the worst of where thus far yet from Clutch, but I think you can tell though, the way this game could start to unfold, it's going to be a who blinks first type of situation, as I'm really liking, though, from Clutch Gaming, the split pushes that they're putting across the map. They're sending 3 over towards double doors and the front side of A-Long from their T-spawn. But they're also sending players over towards tons of mid as well. This is keeping the side of NKT constantly guessing.
Yeah, we saw it yesterday. A really successful stylization was to just have some map control and really spread confusion and going for the quick rotations and executions along short or long, or even over towards B in the whole sense of things as well. You see the smoke down for the X cross, box X, to come into play. Annihilation is going to be up close and personal with his AWP. A little bit of distance, but not too much. And we're going to be seeing these players cross it over. Oh, he drops down. And that is actually super difficult for him. He's definitely going to have to try and back away now. And unfortunately for him, he doesn't really know exactly where some of these players could end up going. So flashes are looking to come through. Dobu's going to be in a key position to try and hold them out, and he's actually going to cross on over to play a little bit counter-aggressive versus them sitting in this corner, which honestly I really do appreciate that position right next to Gandalf. And but I don't think most people call it Gandalf anymore. That's one of its original names back in 1.6. But Annihilation lands the blow, gets the cut off, gets the tag as well. Focusing going to be on low HP. Dobu back on site, going to be supported by Annihilation as they try to push across. The swing comes through, and Dobu gets 2.
That's beautiful right there, Tom. I don't know about yourself, but as a caster and analyst, you just... one thing I love to watch when it comes to competitive CSGO is just pure coordination, especially from like a duo solo holding site, for example. It's just them two. Dobu plays it fantastically, right? He knows Annihilation is going to be holding the long range engagements with the AWP. Annihilation finds the first. As soon as he gets the call at the seconds on, what does he do? Pitch on the left-hand side of the box, finds the first. Annihilation finds the second, and it's a 2-for-3 trade. It's simple as you like, and it's going to be NKT to put the 4th on the board. Really great stuff out of the duo there from the CT side.
Really do appreciate those styles of play, and Annihilation is going to get a second time to shine. Takes down 1. KNTZ is going to be holding this close position, so if they decide to try and push that AWP, they could get punished. Focus, he's going to be the first one to push down, but unfortunately he loses focus. He's going to be dropped down, but Obi, he takes down the trade-off. Now Dobu, I'm sure, has to be careful. He's going to get tagged down to 27 HP himself. Annihilation in towards mid. The smoke's going to go down, allowing the cross to happen for these players, but they are going to get spotted. The shot comes through, but it doesn't ring true. As well than AWP. The deal did work out. Low does tag down Ovi. Zone is going to be up towards east to spawn at this point. And what happened for these players as they try to go along catwalk. He gets a kill, but in the process, he's going to lose his life. Luckily, Economy can support this loss on their side, and there is 2 players. Oh wow, Annihilation's going to go down. Dobu, he finds one, looking for the second one. If he loses this, it could go down to a 1-on-1 situation, and that is not what you want. So the player's going to be coming through, going for the support. He's going to get the kill anyway. NJ11 going to be in a difficult situation. Oh, and the CZ from Impressions, probably the MVP gun of the game so far.
I was about to say, name me a more iconic duo than Impressions and his CZ at close range. Honestly, at this rate, you might as well just throw the AWP down and give it to someone else, because he's doing more work with the pistol than the AWP itself. But yeah, tough spot there, NKT, that he found themselves in. Luckily for them, Impressions goes huge when he needs to. He started off at 5-2. Great stuff from him thus far. But one thing I want to highlight, Tom, on the CT side here for NKT, they're always having one player playing very aggressively on the flank. They seem to be pushing through, cutting off angles, and getting that information almost instantaneously when a team and where a team could be pushing.
Completely agree. And Zion and Dobu just going to cause havoc through this smoke. Going to be able to get some spray downs onto these players. They really just can't even achieve anything at this point. Really feeling a little bit frustrated at this, but focus. AWP, Flash are going to be coming through. The push as well. Zion's going to be swinging around the corner. He's going to catch one of them off guard. Gets the kill, but trade from Obi comes through, but shut down by KNTZ and Dobu as they manage to get the trade off for Zion's death. Really well played. I'm really appreciating Team NKT. It seemed like they came alive after those first 3 rounds.
Yeah, I mean, we mentioned it is their first official here in Season 41 of the ECL, so maybe just take them a little while to get up to pace with tournament play, but again, I just want to highlight the team play, right? They are happily going to allow one person to drop, even though he finds a frag, because they know they're going to find sort of the 1-for-4 or the 2-for-5 trade every time, and that time it was Dobu and KNT that find the kills, and every single time, you know, that the side of Clutch Gaming seems to want to storm their way forward. They're met by at least 2 or 3 players of NKT. Shift the pace though now from the T side. They're going to head over towards Tons and just leave one player lurking over towards double doors. That's going to be play rate on your screen. That's going to be Obi. That will probably be the first point of contact here in this round as to whether or not he's going to shift up towards A short, or sorry, A long rather, in towards the bottom of pit. But Clutch Gaming, they needed to change something, and it looks like it's this round that they want to try and get a bit more aggressive towards middle of the map.
Yeah, Execution is going to be coming through. It's just actually going to be a smoke over the walls. The door causing a little bit of a distraction. We saw this yesterday, successfully done. Flash out from catwalk over towards long, allowing the push. And now they're going in for a multi-spread execution. Unfortunate for them, Zion saw it coming. He's going to take them out. Dobu crosses through. He's going to be able to pick up one, but the second one doesn't quite connect. And NJ11 is going to be able to get the trade off, but IZR is going to be on low HP as Annihilation is going to be able to tag him down to low HP. Flicks on, gets the second shot. He's not going to allow him to live and survive another one of those. Managed to get tagged, but it's going to be Zine coming through to nail the double kill.
Yeah, Zine played it great. And that's just pure game sense and knowledge, right? And it was that sort of point I just made where it's usually Zine or or KNTZ that push up through the flank to just get pure map control right. And it's so helpful, Tom. It's something that we saw a little bit yesterday on this map as well, where one player would just push out a lane and say like, well, hey guys, A long's clear, double doors clear, their spawn's clear, they have to be towards either mid short or B, right? And it's worked again there for Zion. He finds the first with his pants down. It was Obi who fell, and then from there they've just, well, it looked a little bit cagey at times, had complete control of the round.
They're going to be going through over towards B. Going to be able to find one, but Impression is going to be there with AWP. He's trying to prove to us that he's actually very versatile, can use the AWP and not just the CZ. But talking of which, he's going to be coming through anyway. If he decides to push through, he could end up giving them a AWP alongside the AK that they already have. Might in for an AWP up close and personal, which would be questionable, but I'd still approve. IZR. Situation, but it's going to be NJ11 going to be able to get the kill focus. He's going to be up towards the window position here. He's going to be able to see the arrow of this gun. He's going to be peeking around the corner, but the no scope comes through. Impression with one of his own. NJ11 going to be left in a 1v2, and they come at him from two different angles, and he wasn't quick enough to act, and he's going to fall a little bit too short. And Impression, instead of taking the AWP, he picks up an AK for his teammates.
Yeah, I don't mind that, to be honest with you. I think they've kind of realized that the double up setup might be not necessarily working too much. Either that or he's so stacked up on eco he doesn't mind rebuying in and just dropping across. But yeah, which is exactly what he's done. They've just balanced out the economy a little bit there. It's something we see a little bit every now and then in CSGO. But yeah, I mean, you got to say, you mentioned Impressions has a different versatility style of play.
Oh, KNTZ is going to be able to pick up one, but the trade comes through. Dream Eater is going to be able to take him down. Focusing over towards Zion. That's going to be looking good for them. IZR. I don't know if he's going to quite expect that. There's another player just on the other side of the smoke, just sitting in it patiently, waiting for it to dissipate. We're going to be down to who acts fastest on this front. IZR should be able to flick into the head fairly quickly, but no, he doesn't even react at all. And he's going to get taken down. He was too distracted by watching the door. Obi, realizing that one of his teammates fell into the clutches of a trap, he's going to be backing off and just holding that position. Annihilation with the AWP, who has been on fire with it as well. He's sitting on 8-4 rather. He's not going absolute mad, but he has done very well. There you go. Obi's found by Dobu as well, pushed into his trap, as it were, and unfortunately isn't going to be able to walk away alive. Annihilation over towards Short and Catwalk. They're going to be pushing over towards him as well. NJ11 is going to be looking to peek around the corner. His head right in his barrel, but it's going to be a chest shot nonetheless. He slightly moved, and now Dream Eater realizes the bomb is on the other side of this fire. Smoke goes down. Be able to use this slight corner to be able to try and make use out of it, but there's going to be a CZ on the other side. No, it's a Tech 9. And it's going to be making quick work of them. And Clutch Gaming are falling apart, mate.
Oh, do you know what, Tom? I've got to say, you've got to give props here to the double up setup for Impressions and Annihilation. And the three other players of KNTZ, Zion and Dobu, they're just playing around the double up setup. It's fantastic. Annihilation, then he was over towards Short, completely controlled him into the map. Impressions, he was set up towards window 1B, either locking down tons or the push through towards CT. And then that just allows the three other players on the map to just sort of fill in the blanks and fill in the gaps, right, and pick up these frags pretty much uncontested. We saw it with Zion a minute ago, it was Dobu this time, and it's just such great team play from NKT.
It really has just been very well done, and you can see even then, Dream Eater unfortunately is going to get slightly flashed by his teammate. Dobu's going to be getting flashed out by his, and he's going to be able to make quick work. Going to be prize 1-2, not a third though, as Obi's going to shut him down. Zion swings out, gets a kill, but Focusy with the Galil is going to be able to make quick work of him. Unfortunately, the bomb is on him, but there's going to be a 1 versus 2, and if he decides to try and push up along against Long, he's going to be going up against an AWP on Annihilation, who has proved that he is on a point. And he knows that behind him there's going to be a player or two players sneaking a beacon and trying to find if they can shut him off from a rotation. So he's going to have to go on a one-on-one situation versus KNTZ, who has been really well playing this whole game so far. Zion as well, even if he's on 8-9 at the moment, he's been a really good support player and swinging out and taking the first initial shots, being a bit of a beta to allow the rest of his team to really get on through and shut down the rounds. But it's not really sound much of a chance.
Yeah,
he was in a horrible position.
Yeah, he was a dead man walking, Tom, to say the least. Let's be honest. They knew that Zion was pushed up towards T-spawn. He was holding a tight right angle out of the back of the doors, and well, when you've got two orcs looking at you on long, if the first misses, odds on the second one won't, and well, you can't double his luck up, unfortunately, and it was the kill comes through. And again, it's just playing off the double warp setup, right? It's almost impossible for Clutch Gaming to get onto site at this point. They need to try and find a way to break the defensive line here of NKT and either flash out or smoke out these warp setups, but they're just finding it so difficult.
They've decided to say, screw it, we're not going to bother taking the bomb. I think that's now been noticed, and we may actually see a bit of a rotation actually over towards B by this player, as NJ11 is going to go back via T-spawn. No, maybe it was actually just completely forgotten about, as he's just going to be sitting up here in the T-spawn, waiting to decide what to do. And you can see that Clutch Gamer just actually scared of going over towards B, which is funny because there is actually no one there. I mean, Impression is holding with an AWP on that cross angle, but if you get a smoke off and a couple of flashes, an execution over towards B right now would be absolutely fantastic. And they don't have that much utility, but with Focusy over towards that B site, you can see that they've got 2 flashes and a smoke. He pulls out of smoke. That's going to be going off over towards the double doors. 2 flashes as well could really allow them to do a decent execution. And if they have that 2 other players causing havoc from behind, it could be very good. But Dobu, even whilst losing most of his HP, is still going to be able to get a kill. Now the execution's coming out, and they should have an idea as to where these players are. But the smoke doesn't bloom, and they still go play aggressive and die for it. And now Impression has a perfect position, gets out, gets a flick, gets the Tech 9.
He's crazy, Tom. He's crazy.
On them. He has 2 HP left. He doesn't care. He's like, sit down.
Oh, honestly, not too sure if this guy's in a competitive CSGO server or a surfing server right now. Honestly, the guy's just flying around all over the place. AWP, CZ, it doesn't matter. But do you know what? I was actually going to give props to Clutch Tom for so long in that round. And I was like, okay, I just said they need to try and do something. And they ran a fake. It was pretty much a default fake we see so often in CSGO. And it worked so well. But then they just do the simple stuff wrong. They don't give the smokes to clear the cross. And it costs them.
Like, why would you... Like, it's dangerous enough going behind a smoke with an AWP potentially holding the angle, even if they don't know he's there. But to try and go across it without allowing it to bloom is just absolutely nuts. Annihilation in towards mid is going to get spotted by KNT instead. He's going to be able to get the first kill, but the Molotov and the M4 going to be able to do a lot more damage here. Obi, Dream Eater. Unfortunately, they're going to be getting found from behind if they're not careful. I mean, Dream Eater's going to be the last one left alive here on his team with Galil. 1v3, and I just don't think he stands a chance. Each one of these players are just being completely on point on the side of Team NKT. And they've been making full use out of Clutch Gamers' mistakes. So it's definitely not just that Team NKT have been playing really good. It has been that Clutch Gaming have just had really bad execution.
Yeah, I mean, listen, sometimes you can talk about how bad Clutch are, but you got to say NKT, though, they've done the world of good. But that is all we've got time for. That's going to wrap up the first half, and well, we're going to head to a short break while the players reset the server and get into the second half. And me and Sup will be back shortly. Well, Dust2, here we go. Second half here on the first series, or well, I say the only series of today, really, between Clutch Gaming and NKT. Tom, it's been a quick one so far.
Oh, it's going to be even quicker. Impression's going to be diving head on first, which we saw last game, heavily so as well. Those kills will be updated in a moment, so don't get too quizzical about them in the chat. Impression going to be diving out, getting a headshot onto Obi, but he's not going to be able to get the final kill, but they're going to be pushing against him with their back completely turned. He's going to be able to pick up a nice 4K, but the fifth just couldn't quite come through, as IZR is going to be denying him the absolute pleasure of picking up an ace on the first round, and now headshots going to be coming through for him as well, and I think IZR is just going to be running for the hills. Well, instead he's going to be going up through lower tunnels, and John, I don't know how much hope I hold out for Clutch Gaming in this, because NKT have been on point, Clutch have been a little less so, and when you miss those shots, I think it's a bit of an omen.
I mean, listen, when you've got Impressions who going into the start of that round was, what, 12-3, and just holds W with his Glock to just find kill after kill, I think you know it's going your way today. And unfortunately for Clutch, they just can't seem to slow down the steam train that is NKT at the moment. And for a second there, Tom, I heard the word ace or 5 kills at the tip of your tongue, and then he got shut down unfortunately by Isa. But either way though, NKT, they just look formidable right now.
And it's going to be the Mac 10. Unfortunately, Impression's going to get shut down very early on. He's going to be able to get an assist, but that's going to be all she wrote. NJ11's going to be coming up behind, gets a deagle kill. Flash is going to be going out, but so is the smoke from the opposition. Shots out there with potential aggressive push through upper tunnels. Smoking forward. Again, Annihilation is trying his best to deny them an opportunity to push on through. Scout from Isa may well be able to make some progression here, but the Khalil should be able to spot his head before they do much. Dobu takes down NJ11, who was trying to push through that smoke with the Mac 10. Turns around, takes down Isa, and that's going to be the 14th round on the board. Unfortunately, they can't quite find the focus to bring out a round on the side of Clutch Gaming.
Ah, 10 out of 10 from you there, Tom. 10 out of 10. I'm not too sure if it was an intentional pun, but if it just claim it if it wasn't. All right, that's what I'm gonna say. But...
I've been waiting to be able to try and make something, but he seems to die so bloody quickly that it's
like,
been impossible.
You're like, just focus up for once in your life, stay alive. But 14 rounds do go on the board for NKT, and they're just 2 away from taking this first map. And you know, Dust2, it was a map that it was a question from me. Although you did say Clutch, they seem to be quite good on it. We sort of performed well last season, but so far this season, they've just not looked the same Clutch Gaming on Dust2 that we know that they can be, and it was a bit of a shock to me that they allowed NKT to play this map against them, and, well, it seems like it is going to come back to haunt them, because NKT, they've got the rifles in their hands now, looking to put themselves on map point, and don't look like they're going to slow down anytime soon.
So we're going to see a bunch of CTs are rushing towards the position, but he has got an AK. He's able to push back and do a nice spray. Going to be able to pick up 3 headshots before his trouble turns around and finds the 4th. Able to find the 5th kill, as that was stolen away from him by one of his teammates, but nonetheless, clean round for them. 15 rounds on the board. They need one more, John.
Yeah, Dobu 24-9, Annihilation 14-5, 16-9 for KNTZ, Impression 16-5, and you look across the other side of the board on Clutch Gaming, only 1 player on their team. Isa over 10 frags at the moment, and he's still 5 kills negative. It's the tail of the tape at the moment. I think the double op setup caused them so much trouble on the T side that NKT were running while they were on the CTs that they just can't answer back, and I think they've just run out of time, unfortunately.
They just lost grip. They got those 3 rounds and they were fairly convincing, but after that, NKT just kind of woke up and like, oh, right, okay, well, yeah, sure, you won the pistol round, and yeah, you can take the following 2 rounds. And that was actually a bit of a blunder, because if you remember, I think it was, who was it, KNTZ, who actually forced into the 2nd round with a Nova, which was like really interesting turn of events, and they definitely got punished for that. We do actually see a kill come through, though, an upgrade to an AK from the M4A4. Could also be another weapon in the hands of one of his teammates. No, never mind, they all got the A1s. Godly guns. Design, though. Pushing up close and personal. Go towards the A site, and he's going to be chucking a flashback over towards Impression, who's going to be helping try to crack open this egg. But the smokes are going to be dissipating very shortly, so they have to make a quick move if they want to make this. And it's going to be designed in towards CT. He's like, I'm going to play aggressive against them instead. Gets a kill, but Trade is going to be coming 3 versus 3, and we do have a player sneaking up behind them. And J11 is going to be unfortunately losing his head, as KNTZ is going to be picking up the AWP, and it seems like every single one of these players is good with the snipers here. And now Isa 1v3 to clutch it or lose this map. Fortunate for him. Never mind, the shot's missed, but the second one isn't. And KNTZ, who picks up the AWP for the first time, takes the kill, takes the round, and off the game. GG, well played. Let's go over to a quick break. We'll be back with post-game analysis very shortly.